Hello and welcome. I am Imtiaz. You are watching the Global Lens, broadcast live from Studio 5 in Karachi, Pakistan. The Middle East peace remains fragile. A Druze community face massacres, and Europe divided over the Ukraine-Russia war and Israel's conflict. I'm joined by Tamar Gindan. She's an expert on Iran affairs from Haifa University. I welcome you in my talk show, Tamar Gindan. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. I'm very happy to be on the show.
Thank you. And other guest is Olga Deutsch. She's also academic lecturer, and she's expert on Israel and Europe relations. I welcome you in my talk show, Olga. Tamar, let's start with you. How has Iran's role in regional conflicts? It has been decreased, it has been increased.
Iran's role in regional conflicts started after the revolution, when Khomeini wanted to spread the revolution outside. They started helping, or maybe we could say penetrating other countries. And Israel being allegedly a common enemy of the whole Muslim world, this is what they tried to brand Israel as in order to unite the whole Muslim world. They built a ring of fire around Israel, including Hezbollah in Lebanon, in the territories Hamas evolved, and later on they also supported Syria, then Iraq, and the Houthis in Yemen. It's part of the Israeli-Arab conflict, but actually it's part of the conflict between Iran and Saudi Arabia over the hegemony over the whole Muslim world. Because Iran, the Islamic Republic, is the leader of the Shiite world, and Saudi Arabia is the leader of the Sunni world, and they both compete over ruling the whole Islamic world. This is one thing they're competing over. So this ring of fire, and supporting the Palestinians who are Sunni, and supporting other enemies of Israel, allegedly the common enemy, sort of, at least in their eyes, gave them the authority to lead the whole Muslim world. In conferences that they still do of Islamic leaders from all over the Islamic world, they always emphasize the role of Israel as the common enemy, the common nemesis.
Tamar, what's the solution for this conflict, for the Middle East peace?
If I were the one who knew the solution, if anyone knew the solution, I think they would have already implemented it. The problem is that we're dealing with a lot of power, a lot of people who want power, a lot of money that is involved. Also in the weapon industry, there are parties that are interested in selling weapons to both sides and keeping them at war. And I think in most countries, or too many countries, including Israel and Iran, the war is one of the goals. In the past, Israel wanted peace, but with the present government, they're just prolonging the war. And the Islamic Republic also states that it would never have any peace with Israel. So the first thing that we need is a regime change, which is it's very easy to say and very hard to achieve.
Tamar, how are Iran's relations with Saudi Arabia and other Gulf nations? What's your analysis on this?
As I said, with Saudi Arabia, they're competing over ruling the whole Islamic world, which is one thing. That's conflict over power. There's also conflict over money, because both countries export oil. But while Iran is a big country with a lot of population. Saudi Arabia is a big country with a lot of oil and much less population. In Iran, it's 50-something people per square kilometer, and in Saudi Arabia, it's 15 people per square kilometer. So Iran needs its oil, and it strives to make oil as expensive as possible so it can export oil and have more income, while Saudi Arabia tries to keep oil prices more or less reasonable. So the conflict over oil prices is another thing. The hegemony is another thing, and the Sunni-Shiite conflict, which has been going on since 72 after Hijrah, is another thing. We see a lot of conflicts around the Hajj. When Iranians go to Saudi Arabia, there have been Iranians who were killed, there have been Iranians who were assaulted. The Islamic Republic also did some things to Saudi officials. The embassies were closed and then reopened. It's a long love-hate relationship, or not love-hate, but hate and compromise relationship between the two countries.
Tamar, Europeans' role in the Middle East. Any clarity on this? What do you say?
Clarity and Middle East are not two things that go well together. I can say that the way the Islamic Republic sees it, on one hand, they're in conflict, as I said, with Saudi Arabia over hegemony. On the other hand, what's the Israeli-Arab conflict, in their eyes, is actually part of the war between the Islamic Republic and the United States. The Islamic Republic says that Israel is a proxy of the United States in the area. We say, of course, that Hezbollah and Hamas are proxies of the Islamic Republic. Each side says that the other side, the smaller nations or smaller organizations, are proxies of the other. In many of these conflicts, we also see that Saudi Arabia supports one fighting party, and the Islamic Republic supports the other party. So it's Iran against Arabs, because Iranians and Arabs also have a very, very long history of hating each other. It's Iranians against Arabs, it's Sunnis against Shiites, and it's not Islam against the West, because we see that a lot of Arab countries these days side with the West and also have some normalization with Israel, but it's the Islamic Republic versus the United States. So we have all these foci of power where the Islamic Republic is always on one side.
Thank you, Tamar. Thank you for joining me. And it's a commercial time break. I will be right back shortly.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम नाज़रीन।